So, have you ever heard your own words read back to you and realized how much you survived to write them? I'm going to read something to you today, and it's a section from our newly published Communicate article, Reimagining Leadership Through the Lens of Black Feminist Thought. This is Article 1 of our three-part series. And my sister scholar and fellow school psych, Dr. Nicole Holland Sims, who was a refuge of support for me through the journey I write about, sent me a voice memo reading part of this reflection, and it had me tearing up. So I want to read it aloud. Here's my reflection to honor the community that made it possible. And thank you to Dr. Celeste Malone, Aaliyah Hayes, Dr. Aaron Harper, Carlita Joseph, and Dr. Erica Wood for this life-sustaining collaborative work. Creating one's own path, Amber's story. As school psychologists, we are told to lead from the middle, but leading from the middle as a Black woman often meant navigating terrain shaped by racialized gender expectations and institutional gatekeeping. In 2016, I found myself in exactly that space. I was the only school psychologist at a high school with nearly 1,700 students, and I was one of only 3 faculty of color. I was co-advising the African American Heritage Club while also developing a multicultural course for my doctoral program. When a white student's racist social media post publicly ignited long-simmering pain in the community, the district framed it as an isolated incident. However, students saw it as a part of a continuum of racial trauma. The assistant superintendent urged me to let this die down, and the superintendent accused me of just trying to push my doctoral work. But I stood firm. This was not about ambition. It was a commitment rooted in ancestral knowing and my community's needs. Black feminist thought teaches us that resistance is essential when dominant systems devalue our leadership, and that authenticity is a form of defiance against controlling images and racialized expectations. Because of institutional and interpersonal gatekeeping, Black women often face 2 options: deliberately take up space where they are not invited, or create new space for the leadership and advocacy their communities need. I did both. I helped students lead a Destroy the Hate campaign. I organized culturally responsive healing circles, led district-wide professional development on equity and trauma, and challenged the reductive test lady role by demonstrating a systems-level perspective. In all this, I never worked alone. Black feminist leadership is inherently collective. I co-created an Educators of Color caucus to enact policy change and support leadership development, aiming to establish an infrastructure so the work would outlast my position. Leadership did not depend on a job description. It came through activism, commitment, and care. I did not wait for a seat at the table. I built a new one, grounded in truth, care, and a refusal to let our students eat in silence. So may this reflection remind you that none of us create our paths alone, and that being named in community can be a sustaining force.